All right. Battlefield 6 Season 2 news. Um we got some things coming straight from EA DICE in regards to news for Season 2 and the content that'll be coming out and any of the workings that they do have going on towards patches, fixes, content, such for Season 2 going forward. What I have up here right now is the concept art, it's the work in progress for the brand new map that they'll be releasing for season two. It's a completely original map of theirs. I think it's called Contained. Yes, it is. I mean, from concept art, it looks cool. Looks like it has some verticality, some open fields. They're comparing it in size between like Merrick Valley and a couple of the larger maps as well. So it should be on the larger side, vehicle centric. I just hope there's enough cover, enough buildings for there to be some good infantry style gameplay for that map as well. But going forward, just a bit of a news community update that they have released. They are stepping back up with Battlefield Labs testing. This will be for the season 2 content before it does come out. And they also mentioned that they'll continue it up beyond. So they said that, yeah, between the size of Eastwood is a pretty sizable map, and Myrick Valley, which is without doubt the largest map, bar Firestorm, that the game has to offer. It's so Contained will end up being quite a good sized map, which I think a lot of the community has been crying out for. So it's really good to see that they are pushing and continuing development for these sizable maps, and they are comparing it to St. Quentin Scar from Battlefield 1 and Arras from Battlefield 5. Mind you, I didn't put a tremendous amount of hours into Battlefield 1 and 5. I don't have a lot of memory of these maps, but it doesn't matter because it's not those maps. If they're talking about Contained, we'll see how Contained goes going forward. Alongside the map that they're testing the AH6 Little Bird, putting some final touches on that before the season 2 release for that. A lot of people are really excited. I'm hesitantly excited. There are some players who are insanely good in the Little Bird in previous Battlefield titles, and I guess I'm just a little hesitant coming across those players again. Although helicopters are paper mache in this game, once you get a hit on them, you can pretty well take them out. So we'll see how that goes. I imagine they have a lot of tweaks and balances to go, not only from an aircraft to infantry perspective, but also an infantry to aircraft perspective. If we can take out a normal gunship like Ease, we could drop an AH6 Little Bird by throwing a few rocks at it. We'll see how it goes. Looking further on the horizon, they're doing testing for aircraft radar, which is great for you pilots. Adjustments to weapons like the RPGs and tow launchers. I don't have much issue with the RPGs, but I feel like the tow launchers can be could be adjusted a bit further. So thank you to that. And then they're also talking about remastering Golmud Railway. Not my favorite Battlefield 4 map. I feel like of all the base maps, the map that they could have given us from Battlefield 4, probably Zavod. I feel like Zavod's got a really, really strong mix of that infantry focus, the vehicle focus. It's a well-designed map. Zavod would have been a much better inclusion than Golmud. But Golmud's a bit too open, especially between points, in my opinion. But they have mentioned about having the opportunity to develop Golmud for Battlefield 6. So it won't be a one-to-one insert of Golmud, and hopefully we could see the inclusion of buildings and structures being placed between points. That would allow for some more fluid infantry gameplay rather than just having to rely on vehicles to get from A to B to C to D to E to F, whatever the fuck. So hopefully they take this opportunity to properly develop it and test it. Battlefield Labs, get some community opinion on it, and see how it can go once it's ready to drop. I don't think it's going to be a straightaway drop for Season 2. I imagine Contained will be the Season 2 drop initially, and then when they do like their Season 2 Reloaded halfway through the season, whatever, and they drop another map like they did with Eastwood, that's where we'll see Gormod. But I really hope for more than 2 maps for Season 2. BF Studios, DICE, come on. But yeah, they've also got Battle Royale solo testing, which is great. I feel like the Battle Royale is not as popular as it could be, which is a shame because I think it's a very strong contender in the Battlefield, in the Battle Royale market. It's a free-to-play game. Warzone is a shadow of itself. PUBG is still a pay-to-access, even though it's very popular. Apex is also a very different Battle Royale in terms of movement demons and things like that. It's just RedSec is such a simple game. It's a point click, armor, vehicles, whatever. That's it. It's entirely what it is. And I think solos will be a good way to help flush in a few more people. But I don't know how it'll do for the long-term player base. So we'll see how it goes. But it's good to see that they're giving it a try. And then they just have get involved. We're inviting you back to Battlefield Labs. You can play Battlefield Labs. You can test updates, blah, blah, blah. We don't get a lot of that in Australia, unfortunately. A lot of the Battlefield Labs testing prior to the game launch was either content creators or American and European countries. So, and I think some Chinese ones maybe, because I know a lot of content ended up dropping on Bilibili. But we'll see how it goes. I think there's some good stuff here. I do. Which is nice, especially right after they dropped an update where it looks like a lot. It really does, but it didn't feel like a lot. It lacked a bit. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great update. It was fine. It didn't break anything, at least, but I feel like they built it up a little bit just for it to be a little lackluster. But hey, you can change the color of your reticle inside your gun sight, so fuck yeah. Battlefield. Alright, I think that'll do it for me. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time.